get into this. So this is a size 5 Allen key. Take this bolt out, which I've pre-loosened. Kind of time lapse everything here. Get this seat off. There's also going to be that grommet. It's going to be holding that in place. I'm going to move that seat. Get that seat out the way there. So now you're going to have 10mm bolts that are going to be holding the tank in place. Going to have to remove this cover here, which I've already taken out. The bolts for that are also Allen keys. There's going to be 4 bolts. See, there's 2 up here. Going to be 1 right there. So I've already pre-loosened that. Just take it out. There's 2 plastic tabs in there. That's going to go into these rubber grommets. Those 2 rubber grommets right there. That's where those 2 plastic tabs go. And then you're going to take out these 2 10mm bolts here. Let's break that loose. There's another 10mm bolt at the base of the tank. It's right above the battery. Alright, so on both sides of the tank, got these plastic covers. I've already taken out the Allen key bolts, which are going to be the same size as the ones that hold that retaining clip down on top of the tank around the ignition. So you just slide these out. So you got these rubber tabs in there. A couple plastic tabs in there that go in these grommets as well. Same thing on the other side. Just slide it back. And just kind of follow through. Don't pull on it. Just slide it all the way back. And that's what's going to allow this rubber grommet here to make that clearance, so you can just pull it right out. So don't just yank. Just kind of slide it back, and you're going to do the same procedure when you put it back in. Now that the tank is loose, go ahead and lift up on it, but don't go ahead and just start trying to remove it right away. There's some connectors in here that we're going to have to remove. There's a wire harness and then the hose for the fuel line. So we're going to have to remove both of those before we can even bring the tank up. And you see the harness here. It's on its own mount. So what you're going to do is you're going to get in there and you're going to push down on a tab that's in there. Slide that out like so. All right, got that out. Just pushed up on this tab here. You saw it separate. Now another thing that we got to do is you got to get under there to disconnect that fuel line. And what I did was I put a rubber mallet up under the tank here just to get a little more clearance. All right, what I'm doing is now I'm leaning the tank over to the left side of the bike. This is where that fuel line is. So I'm propping the tank up against my leg. So this red tab here, you got to push on it from the sides outwards and straight up. So that way you can pull this fuel line down. Just be careful when you do this because gas will come out. So I got to get myself a paper towel or a towel or something to be able to catch that. And it's going to be easy. You just, once you get this red tab up, just push that outwards and then you'll be able to move the tank a little more. But up in this upper area here, a little hard to see unless I move the camera, there's going to be a couple hoses down right here that's going to connect into the tank as well. So either if you have a table or something that you can place the tank on with those still connected, that would make life easier. Trying to get the best angle here since, like I said, this tank is propped up against my leg. There's 2 hoses that are clamped in there. So once you get that undone, then you just got to be careful with that. So you're going to undo the harness, you're going to undo the fuel line, and then those 2 hoses over there. Let's take a look at this. So I actually got a pretty tall footstool under the tank, but with a box in between for a little better leverage and to not scratch the tank. So these are the 2 hoses that I was trying to point out. You can see that they're clamped in right there. And then they're actually held into place. So if you undid these, you could probably get a little more length to it. So that way, if you wanted to drop it a little bit lower onto something that's not quite as high as the stool that I'm using. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to get into the Airbox. Here's the ECU. I don't recommend unplugging that in case you bend a pin or something. Then the motorcycle won't run right. So I got a new air filter that I'm going to be putting in there. I also bought some spark plugs, but I mean, I'm going to see about doing that as well, because this is a parallel twin motorcycle. I think it was made starting in 2016 all the way to current, which it is 2025. Actually, it's one day before Christmas. The reason why I'm doing this, because I don't want to disconnect more stuff than I have to. And right here is the area where the fuel pump is, and that's what that harness is for the fuel pump. And then it's going to go running. The fuel's going to run into that line from that spout. So be sure, don't take this off. You don't want to break it. So you just pop that up just enough to get the clearance for that hose to slide off. So the ECU is just going to lift right out. No problem. But you got to remove these two screws right here to be able to move that mounting bracket that's holding the wire harnesses in place. Now, just gently move that out of the way. Looks like we always got more and more wire harnesses in the way here. So this is a bracket holding in the main wire harness. So take this out, set it off to the side. Remember where you try to keep the screws, all hardware with it. So got another harness here to remove. Be very careful. Don't want to rip any wires and have another issue, or cause yourself an issue. Now I'm going to remove the screws around the perimeter of the Airbox, since I'm going to be changing the air filter. So I took the screws out of the air lid and I put them in the same order on a piece of cardboard, kind of just illustrated what it looks like, because they do have these little marks on here. So I want to make sure that I put them back exactly where they are. There's marks on the air lid box, so from factory to where they marked where it tightened up, so that way when I put them back in, I don't over torque them. And this was kind of a pain. So you can see that these tabs right here, right? So these tabs is what holds this harness in place. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how should I undo this so I can get more leverage to get that wire harness over these tabs. So it was kind of a pain in the butt. So after I took out those screws, I just kind of started finagling, just moving the air lid box with one hand while trying to get this harness over the other. And you got to be careful, because you could break these tabs potentially, which, not gonna lie, probably makes it easier to go back in. But that's where I'm at right now. And now I'm down to the air filter, which I'm going to use a screwdriver to take this out, and then I'm going to put in a new one. All right, let's go ahead and remove this. So I bought a new air filter from Cycle Gear, which is not too far from where I live. It might not be a Cycle Gear close to where you are. You can actually get this off Revzilla. Revzilla is pretty much the same thing as Cycle Gear, except Cycle Gear is in store. Revzilla is pure online shopping. Yeah, this thing, definitely time. You can see how gunky it is. It's dirty. You can see where it's pretty much soaking up air at one major spot. So got the new one here. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. So the new air filter does not come with a screw. So you're gonna take out that screw that's currently in there. Just pop it in. This is exactly what you're gonna use. Little tabs do not make it easy. So just going ahead and put that into place. Sure you get it all lined up. gonna say don't do it too tight because it is plastic. Don't want to over torque something and snap the mounting or the threads. That's a pretty big significant difference there. It's pretty gross. All right, so I got the bottom of the air lid out. So what I had to do was I took a pry bar and just kind of pried up underneath here, up against the frame on both sides. There's a hose that connects right here. Where did the hose go? It's right, it's laying right here. So you have to disconnect that. And then once I got that disconnected, it was easy just to pull up on this whole assembly. So remember, pry bar, both sides of that bottom air lid. All right, so having that Airbox lid off and the bottom of it. So there are the two spark plugs. So you just can undo both of those. You probably have to use a pry bar to get the coil packs out, and then use your sockets, whatever, to get the spark plugs out. Which I'm not really gonna film all that and display it here, but the best thing to do is take the new spark plugs and find the socket that fits, so you know it'll fit the spark plugs that are in there. Have a magnet tool or a socket that has a grommet inside, so it's able to pull those spark plugs out. And I put everything back together. Just do everything in reverse. Make sure you remember where every bolt, screw, nut goes. Just have everything laid out in the plan like I did over here. You take a look at these nuts here, these bolts. They're different sizes, so make sure you put them exactly where they go, or you might have some issues. Other than that, that's it. So I'm gonna call it quits on this video because I changed out the air filter, those two spark plugs. And hopefully my video was descriptive enough and the angles were good for you to be able to see how to take everything apart. It was actually my first time doing this, so I was just taking it easy, making sure I didn't break anything. I've worked on bikes before, but never this one. Like, the fuel pump is in a different location than some bikes that I've actually done where the fuel pump is directly in the middle of the bottom of the tank. It's there at the brunt of it. Here we go. Moment of truth. Now my bike is loud because I did put an eBay exhaust on it. It was 200 bucks, called iStunt. And boy, let me tell you, it changes the dynamic of that exhaust note so much. I got it because people here where I live, they just drive like idiots. They don't see you, but you know, at least they can hear you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime the fuel pump a few times. Make sure the gas is flowing through. All right. See if any check engine lights come on. This is gonna be loud. So that's it for this video. So I'm not going to go too much into taking the spark plugs out, putting the new ones in. So if you have any questions, inquiries, whatever you got, hit me up down in the comments. And this is Chemical Spore, out.